And good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. My goodness, I'm actually live chatting now without any problems. So hopefully you guys can see me. You can hear me okay. Not like the blunder yesterday. So yesterday was kind of a weird day, but here we are. We're finally able to get the broadcast done properly this time. So welcome everybody. Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of New Earth TV Live. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Namaskar. And we're going to have another exciting episode today. We're going to be doing a mass earth meditation. We're going to be doing some distance healing as well too. And then we'll be getting into some Q&A. And of course, I got quite a few exciting announcements. And I also have a big announcement pertaining to the healing code cards. But we're getting into that very, very shortly. So why don't we go ahead firstly and start off with some announcements. Beautiful, sacred geometrical clothing to detoxify, rejuvenate, and strengthen the body. Shop now at healingcodeshop.com.
The latest revelation in alternative healing has arrived. The Healing Code Cards, a spiritual technology unlike anything else. Through the power of sacred geometry imbued with pure source energy, physical ailments can become eliminated and detoxified from your body. 36 cards specifically designed to work on the major areas of the body, encouraging natural recovery and increased vitality. Working with the cards are easy, and their healing results are profound. Download our collection of free sample cards so you can experience results for yourself. And don't forget to view our customer testimonials. Our printed Healing Code card deck is available now with shipping available worldwide. Visit our website at healingcodecards.com.
There we go. I forgot to turn my microphone back on. So like I said, guys, when we're looking at the brand new company name, this is what's going to be taking the new place of the Healing Code cards. It's going to be referred to as etherics. Etherics is the brand new company name. And again, it's kind of a play on word. So basically we have ether and we have the X. The X basically represents as above, so below. It's representing the integration of the healing codes into matter, right? So this is where I came up with the name etherics. But it's no longer going to be called the Healing Code cards. It's going to be called etherics. So what that means is that come January, in January, I'm going to be creating a brand new company called Etherics, and everything is going to be based upon that new name, to which the Healing Code cards were once known as. So when we look at the body deck, okay, it's no longer going to be called the Healing Code cards body deck. It's going to be called the Etherics body deck. When we look at the mind deck, it's going to be called the Etherics mind deck. When we look at the energy deck, it's going to be called the Etherics energy deck. When we look at the Healing Code beds that I'm creating right now as well too, they're going to be called the ether beds, right? So basically what I've done is I've had to kind of hold back just a little bit because I was looking to launch the Healing Code beds. I'm still having a little bit of a problem with the supplier though. So I'm just trying to work a lot of that out. There's some kinks in the background, but everything will be ready by January, okay? So in January, not only will we have the ether beds ready to go, we'll have the new company name as well too, and I'm also going to be remastering the formerly known as the Healing Code cards. Right? What that means is that all of you who have the Healing Code cards right now, you don't have to do anything. Right? The Healing Code cards will still work just as well as they always have, whether you have the physical deck or whether you have the digital deck. You don't have to do anything. Right? Everything there is completely perfect. But what I'm doing is I'm just giving it a new rebranding. So it'll have like a new case, it'll have a new logo. I'm going to remaster some of the images a little bit as well too. But again, that will not affect anybody whatsoever who already has the Healing Code cards. Your deck will still be completely intact. It will still receive updates, just the same as anything else. So nothing's changing for people who already have the cards. So you're completely fine. But I'm basically creating this brand new brand of the etherics company. So why am I doing this? Because I want this here. I want this here to go global, right? My intention is to bring the Healing Code technology through etherics to the entire planet, okay? So I'm basically going to be creating like a global outreach, just trying to expand the Healing Code technology through this company name and just getting it everywhere, right? So I'm going to basically have contributors and vendors as well too around the world, right? So there's going to be a lot more information on etherics, okay? But I wanted to kind of make the announcement today just to kind of let you guys know, oh, Brad, well, the beds aren't ready. What's going on? Well, it's because this right here is what's going on, right? Is rebranding the whole name. And when I looked at the idea of calling the business Healing Code Shop, it just didn't feel right. It didn't feel right. It didn't feel like a powerful name. It didn't feel energetically, vibrationally what I wanted to create. And so I wanted to create something just with a kind of an impactful name. And I think etherics does that very, very well. So that is going to be the brand new name for the Healing Code technology, etherics. It's going to be officially launching in January. That includes the beds, which will be referred to as the ether beds. I'm looking forward to bringing this out to you guys as well too, and just getting this out globally, because I want the entire world to take advantage of this. And with my capability right now, I'm not able to get to the entire world. So I want to make sure I can get to the entire world and start creating this really incredible technology, because I'm taking the Healing Code technology and bringing it even into a greater expanse. I want to make this common with household objects. I want to make this common with apparel. I want to make this common with cards as well too. And I'm going to be creating a fourth deck. Okay, so we have the body deck, we have the mind deck, we have the energy deck. The good news is I am going to be creating a fourth deck. The fourth deck is going to be referred to as the Akashic deck. Okay. The Akashic deck is kind of like an oracle deck, a tarot deck, and a healing deck all together in one. It's going to contain 77 cards. And you'll be able to use it to actually look into other lifetimes. You'll be able to look at it in regards, use it to work with your current lifetime. You'll be able to use it for healing. You'll be able to use it for others. It's going to be a very, very powerful deck. Now that one's going to take a while to create because there's going to be 77 cards in the Akashic deck. Okay, so again, kind of like the tarot meets the oracle deck meets the Healing Code card deck. It's going to be really, really fun. So that's the big announcement I wanted to share with you guys today. I think it's huge. I actually came up with this name in Mexico. So I was kind of looking at it and saying, I just don't know. I just don't know about the Healing Code Shop. It just doesn't feel impactful to me. It just doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel like what I really want to put a lot of my energy into. We got to give it a new name. And so here it is. Etherics. So some people may get confused by the name. What's it called? Is it etherics? No. Etherics. So just as you would just say, if you were to say etheric, just take out the C and put the X, right? Etherics. That's the name of the company. All right. So I'm hoping you guys can still hear me. I've had nothing but technical difficulties these past couple days. So I'm hoping everything's okay here. Can you guys hear me okay? Is everybody able to hear me on the chat? Please just let me know yes or no if you guys can hear me okay in the chat. Just want to make sure I'm getting through. Very good here. Okay, great. Awesome. Thank you, guys. All right, let's go ahead and continue on with the announcements. Like I said, that was the big humdinger of an announcement right there. So again, very exciting news. Distance healing by donation is now available. So this is distance healing requests by donation, just like what I'm doing with you guys today with distance healing. You can now do single distance healing requests by donation with me on newearthteachings.com. So just go to newearthteachings.com. When you go on the home page, scroll down a little bit, you'll see that very graphic there, the distance healing request by donation with me. And it's donation of any amount. Okay, so we can basically do any donation amount that you wish, and we work on a single healing request with you. And then I basically just get back to you. I just need a photo from you. Once I get your photo, then I contact you, and we set up an approximate time to which I can do the distance healing. It is not video to video, right? It's basically just me doing it offline, and then I do a short recording for you, giving you some advice, giving you some guidance about helping you further. Also just letting you know about the healing that I did for you, and sending you that recording to your email afterwards. Okay, so this is a very popular new session. I'm already starting to get some distance healing requests, which is wonderful, but we are going to do some healing requests today. Also, private sessions also include tarot readings and higher self-communication. That is the same with 3 questions by email, so you can check that out at newearthteachings.com. And of course, the Kundalini and Inner Practices Stonehenge Tour. We still have a couple spots available. Stonehenge, crop circles, Avalon, the Pleiades, Kundalini Awakening. All right, as I was talking about yesterday on New Earth Tarot. Just getting the idea of looking at the schedule here. You can see exactly where we'll be going as we meet in the UK, and we go on this exciting Stonehenge tour. You can see some pictures here of the tour highlights of some of the places that we're going to be visiting. We're going to be taking a look at a crop circle museum, which is going to be very fascinating. I also have a lot of spirit communication and spirit transmission surrounding crop circles, how they're created, why they're created, and what their function is as well too. And we're also going to be working to make physical contact with the Pleiades. All right, so whether it's a ship sighting or whether it's physical contact of some way, that certainly is our intention on the tour. And also giving you the idea of where we're going to be staying. Beautiful locations throughout these 8 days that we will be together in the Kundalini and Inner Practices Stonehenge Tour. I'm really looking forward to it. And finally, everything on this channel is backed up on Odyssey, New Earth Teachings backup channel. Link is odyssey.com/@newearthteachings. You can check the video description for that. You can also check the video description for the Kundalini and Inner Practices Tour. And of course for the Healing Code cards, or which is also going to be referred to as etherics come January. And of course, newearthteachings.com. All right, a lot of announcements today, I know, but it's a big day. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get started with Mass Earth Meditation. Now, if you guys have healing requests, go ahead and put your healing requests on the chat right now. Okay, if you have a healing request for yourself, or if you have a healing request for somebody else, or if you want to leave a donation for a healing request, that'll put you first in line as well too. Then after we finish off with the healing, then we'll get into Q&A. Okay, so anyways, we're going to start off with Mass Earth Meditation. There we go. Got a new graphic this time. And with the Mass Earth Meditation, what we're going to do is we're just going to get ourselves nice and relaxed, nice and comfortable, and we're going to start off with 10 heart rate variability breaths. Okay? So just get yourself relaxed, get yourself comfortable, making sure the spine is nice and straight. You can close your eyes, and we'll do 10 heart rate variability breaths, 4 seconds in through the nose, 6 seconds out through the nose. Deep breath in, 1, 2, 3, 4, and out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and in, 2, 3, 4, and out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and in, 2, 3, 4, and out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and in, 2, 3, 4, and out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and in, 2, 3, 4, and out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and in, 2, 3, 4, and out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and in, 2, 3, 4, and out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and in, 2, 3, 4, and out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and in, 2, 3, 4, and out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and in, 2, 3, 4, and out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and relax. And now that we have entered the low idle state of being, I want you just to tune into yourself right now, tune into your body. Just letting yourself be very still, very calm and centered, very relaxed and tranquil. I want you just to bring your attention now inside your heart. Just feel like you're going inside the heart right now, like you're moving yourself directly into a new dimension. As you go inside the heart, I want you to tell the heart to show you your perfect space, just like what we do with the BCR technique. Just talking to your heart right now and saying, "Heart, show me my perfect space." And let that perfect space be shown directly in front of you now, all around you. See a beautiful heavenly realm. See a space that just brings you so much joy. As you look around, as you feel around, and you are aware of this perfect, tranquil space. And I want you just to be aware of everything that's around you, everything you see, smell, taste, touch, and hear. And I want you to feel like your loved ones are inside this space with you as well. And your loved ones are the happiest that they have ever been. Whether it's your parents, your relatives, your friends, your partner, your children, your grandchildren, your grandparents, whoever it may be, you are seeing them so incredibly excited, so incredibly elated to be inside this space with you. You can see them enjoying the space. You can see them just mesmerized by the beauty that surrounds them as well too. And I want you to feel that as you look up, you are seeing this beautiful guardian angel that is just descending down directly in front of you. And they are just holding out their hands lovingly, and you can feel this loving light radiating from their hands and shining that light upon you. For their face is completely perfect, and they are sporting a beautiful smile. They are so happy that you are inside this perfect space right now. And they are continuing to shine that beautiful light upon your entire being. And now you are seeing your loved ones approaching the guardian angel. And the guardian angel radiates its light upon them. And now they're shining this loving light through their hands upon you too. And I want you to absorb all of that love. I want you to take it all in. I want you to bask and saturate yourself with this beautiful love that is just filling you from head to toe. You're feeling your organs transforming. You're feeling your cells in your body becoming purified. You're feeling your aura expanding. It's like all negativity is just being washed away. And everything feels divine. Everything feels beautiful. Everything feels monumental, magnificent, pure, and perfect. And just reaching out your hands and letting your loved ones, your guardian angel, touch your hands. It's like they're touching your hands astrally, so that all of their hands can fit into your two hands. And I want you just to give love to them. Give love to your loved ones. Give love to your guardian angel. Give love to this divine space that you are in. And now all at once you hear the voice inside your mind that says, you are now ready. You are now ready. You are now ready. And you're feeling yourself now starting to move outside the heart, back into the physical being. And I want you just to feel yourself raising your hands, and all of that love that you have accumulated within your perfect space, I want you to shine it around your entire environment right now. Just holding your hands here in transmission posture, and you're radiating that light through your palms. Your entire space is being filled with that light. For as far as the eye can see ahead of you, it is radiating in that direction. For as far as your awareness stretches beside you, it is radiating in that direction. For as far as your awareness can bring itself behind, it is radiating in that direction. For as far above and as far below as your awareness can go, it is radiating in those directions. And in the center, that bright, shining light is pulsating and throbbing with such pure divinity. And this light continues to stretch out. It continues to stretch out across the entire planet. You can feel the love just basking in every single person that is on the planet. As you stretch it out, giving it to your family, giving it to your friends, giving it to your neighbors, giving it to bystanders, giving it to everybody in your city, giving it to everybody in your town, giving it to everybody in your village, giving it to nature, giving it to the animals, the insects, the mineral kingdom, the elemental kingdom, the atomic kingdom. You're giving it all to them. You're stretching out and expanding your light because you have felt such happiness inside that perfect space. Through your guardian angel, through your loved ones, through that perfect space, and you are a conduit of divine energy. You are a conduit of supreme intelligence. And you can feel that light now just wrapping around the entire earth. And I want you right now to say a sankalpa. I want you now to have a sankalpa prepared. Remember that the sankalpa means your soul's intention. Something that really just brings about such a great sense of intention that comes right from the soul, that comes right from the heart. A soulful intention. What would you like right now? What would you like to do? What would you like to accomplish that means the most to you in this moment? State that now, either in your mind or out loud, a total of 3 times. What is your sankalpa? State it now, 3 times. And as you state your sankalpa, feel that energy just mixing in with all this light that you are shining upon the entire earth. The entire earth is like a ball of light. It's your pure love. It travels across continents. It travels across the ocean. It travels across the entire atmosphere. The entire earth is saturated in this pure love that you are giving. Know that this love that you are giving is powerful, and that it is working in harmony with the earth. It is cooling down tension. It is cooling down separation consciousness. It is cooling down adversarial nature. All your own judgments and negative thinking are being removed. They're being dissolved away, washed away, cleaned. And you're feeling that with everybody else because you are following your sankalpa. And we're going to take 1 minute of silence now, just so that you can feel your sankalpa through your loving energy work throughout the entire planet. And so let's take a 1 minute of silence here and now. And taking a deep breath in and a deep breath out. And just feeling yourself in your space, feeling yourself in your body, feeling all of that love returning back to you. All of that love that you have given freely is coming back inside you now. As it comes back inside you, you can feel the earth, you can touch her. And you can feel her gratitude. You can feel how grateful she is that you have contributed your pure loving energy that has come from within yourself, and you have radiated it all across the body of your mother, upon all of the loving beings, her children, that exist upon her body. For they are her cells, they are her organs, they are her life force. And you have helped to contribute and nurture that. You have moved past the immaturity of separate self-consciousness, and you have come into the maturity of unity, of oneness, of not two. Bask in that for a moment. Feel that within you. As you are of service to your mother, as she is always of service to you. Please keep that in your heart as you bring those loving energies back into yourself now. And we now start to return fully, presently back into the physical body. Taking a deep breath in and a deep breath out. And just slowly moving the body, moving the fingers, rotating the wrists, slowly rotating the shoulders, curling the toes, blinking the eyes. And when you are ready, you can return back here into the physical present moment. So infinite love and blessings, everybody. Thank you, everybody who has participated with this Mass Earth meditation. This really helps when we really come together here, even when it's online. And I have a lot of viewers here who are doing this with me. It makes a difference, my friends, right? Even if you haven't done this, don't worry. You can always go back to the recording and you can do it again, okay? But like I said, guys, the strength is in numbers. The more that we're coming together and we're doing this together, it's going to make such a difference to the planet. It really, really will. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and switch gears and move into distance healing right now. So I will be checking the chat to see if we have any healing requests. I think we have quite a few already from what I can see. So let me just take a moment to go up and see where we can begin. So like I said, guys, if you want to leave a donation and get first in line for a healing request, you can certainly do that. The same thing applies when we get to Q&A as well. All right. Rob asked the question, how did you get the designs for the healing code cards? I don't know, Rob. I think that's a trade secret. I basically see the design in my mind, right? And so I do my best to try and interpret that and put that out on the cards as well too. So again, the geometry for the healing code cards have always been the idea of being the container, the vessel, to hold the cards, to preserve them. So as long as they are contained within that card, within the container, those healing codes stay intact. So basically when you do the healing codes into a living object, they run its course in that way, right? This is why basically when we're using the healing code cards and we're using it for a short amount of time, it runs its course for a certain amount of time, and then everything just goes back into natural equilibrium again, unless you have the card with you all the time. But when you're actually putting it into an object, where you're using geometry as the vessel, or the construct, the container that's holding it, it permanently holds that charge. Okay. Now, as I said, when you're looking at the healing code cards, or what they'll refer to as the etherics cards here in January, when you're looking at those, they don't have their own life force, right? It's your life force. All that's there is just the imprinted thoughts, the imprinted intentions that are contained inside the geometry itself. So when you're holding it up into your body, your life force is moving directly into that card. And as your life force goes through a natural rhythm of cycle, everything pertaining to those codes are going through your life force field, your living energy field. Right? So as long as you have that card there, it's reprogramming your prana, and your prana is going in and it's working with the cells based on all of the commands that are contained inside the healing code geometry that you see on the card. Right? So that's basically in a nutshell how it works. But the designs are just something that kind of comes to me, and I do what I can to create it as accurately as possible from what I'm seeing, and putting that into the card as the design. All right. Then I go into a deep state and I start to connect with the cards and putting those commands directly into it. And that's the inner workings of the healing code cards, or again, the etherics cards come January. Okay, so let's see if we can get some healing requests going here. I got a donation here from Sunflower. Sunflower just says, what a great way to wake up. Thank you, Brad. No, thank you very much. Good to hear from you again. And another donation here from Sunflower. Thank you again. Hi, Brad. Could you please send healing to my husband, especially his nervous system? Thank you. Okay. So yes, Sunflower, I'll work with your husband. I didn't get his name, but I'll just refer to him as Sunflower's husband. So, Sunflower, if you want to aid in the background, if you want to send him some love as well, too, you certainly can. Everybody else can as well. And I'm just going to be calling in Sunflower's husband's higher self now. Okay, Sunflower's husband is now here. And as I'm working with his higher self, we can kind of just go through the process here. So we're just expanding the light, moving it wider and wider and wider, expanding it out. And as we expand that light out, bringing your hands slowly back together, I completely believe that the healing that I shall receive will heal me. Okay, bringing your hands together in prayer posture. And again, we're working together with his nervous system. Okay, so here we go. Ooh, that's a powerful one. Very powerful. Okay. Bring all of that light now back into Sunflower's husband. And just saying the words, God is making him better. God is making him better. God is making him better. Bringing the hands back together. Feeling all that light returning back into the heart with infinite love and blessings to Sunflower and to her husband. Namaskar. Okay. Thank you very much, Sunflower. So I would say just check in with your husband over the next little while. Like I said, we want to give about between now and the next 7 days. We can start to see some big transformations taking place. So Sunflower, if you want to keep in touch with how things are going with him, to let me know by email, just go to newearthteachings.com, just go to the contact page, and you can contact me there. All right, thank you very much. All right, let's move on now to, thank you, Boris. I got a donation there, but I didn't get a message from you. But that's okay, I appreciate the donation. This one here is from Lisa, thank you. Brad, I've experienced mild pain in my stomach, left side for a couple of days. Can you kindly help me? Okay, to me that kind of feels like Kundalini movement, Lisa. Okay, so it may be something with Kundalini that might be acting up. Okay, so I think we'll work with stabilizing Kundalini, balancing out Kundalini at the same time that we're just working out the left side of the stomach. Whenever you guys notice that your equilibrium is either off to the left or off to the right, that is Kundalini instability. Okay, some people may feel, Brad, I don't feel too strong with my left side. I feel like there's a lot more numbness on my left side. That's Kundalini instability. Okay, so again, now Kundalini again is all throughout the spine, all the way up to the brain. So where there's problems with the spine, where there's problems with the brain, that flow is impacted. And when that flow is impacted, that is affecting your Kundalini, right? Because your Kundalini is your natural living intelligence within yourself. So when that goes skewed, either to the left or to the right, we will have problems. And it feels like something is off center. We'll feel like something is skewed off to the left, or we'll feel like something is skewed off to the right. So when we're looking at things that are skewed off into the left, we're often looking at very deep emotional issues, sometimes sluggishness or stagnancy. When we're moving off to the right, we're looking at hyperactivity, right? We're looking at hypertension. We're looking at overstress, overbearingness, overwhelmed feeling, right? Sometimes it can even lead into high acidity charge at the same time. So whenever we're off center here, that again is Kundalini instability. So Lisa, yes, I will go ahead and work with that, because if it is on a certain side, that certainly tells me that's what's going on here. Okay, and it does feel like something that's a solar plexus issue or a Manipura issue as well too. So we'll work on that now. So Lisa, just get yourself nice and comfortable, nice and relaxed, placing your hands here in the center of your chest in prayer posture. Taking a deep breath in, deep breath out, and expanding your heart, feeling it opening up like a blossoming flower. Feel all that light, that loving light from the heart coming in between the palms. And just expanding your palms now. Expanding the light as you breathe in and breathe out. Reaching your hands out as far as they can go. Expanding the light, permeating the entire cosmos. This represents your love, your trust, your faith. And now just slowly bringing those hands back in towards prayer posture again. But as you're slowly bringing them in, just saying the affirmation, I completely believe that the healing that I shall receive will heal me. Okay. And just let yourself relax, and we will now begin. So Lisa, just reaching out your hands, bringing all that light slowly back into your heart. As you're doing that, just saying out loud, God is making me better. God is making me better. God is making me better. If you're around people, you can say it in your mind. That's okay too. Just bring your hands back together to center. And feeling your light returning back into your heart. Okay. So that's exactly what I was feeling, Lisa. I was feeling a lot of instability with your Kundalini. Okay, it was very, very wrapped up. So my feeling is maybe there's been some emotional, some mental tension within yourself, and it's impacted your body quite a bit. Okay, the stomach doesn't really just randomly get sore, right? So again, it is something to do with our emotions. It is something to do with our mentalities. It's something to do with our tendencies, our habits, our influences. So again, we just have to remember, let's just take good care of ourselves. So thank you, Lisa. Blessings to you. Thank you for the contribution. Okay, I have quite a few contributors here. Very good. Let me go through the list here. Sunflower, thank you again. You're awesome. Boris, thank you again too. All right. So let me just go down the chat list here a bit. Oh, this is just something here from Linda. It's not a healing request. Linda just says, "Hi Brad, thought of you in the middle of the night when I was feeling out of sorts. As soon as I started the breathing technique she taught, I felt so much better. Thanks for your teaching." That's beautiful. Great. I assume you're talking about heart rate variability and all that. It is so wonderful. It's not really my technique. It's something that I've learned, right? I've done it for years, but it was actually thanks to my friend Forrest Knudsen. When I was talking to him, he would tell me what that breath is, because I would do that all the time. I would do heart rate variability before I'd go into channeling, or if I was doing meditation, I would do HRV. I just didn't know it was called that. And so when I started talking to him, he told me, "Oh, that's heart rate variability." I'm like, "Oh, great, cool. That's what it is. That's what I've been doing for quite some time." But I'm glad to hear that, Linda. Thank you so much for that. Yes, keep working with the breathing technique, guys. What really brings us back to center is the breath. The more that we're working with the breath, we're going to feel that tranquility and calmness as well, too. Okay. Venus saying is, if you need a distributor in Australia, I need a job. You guys are more than welcome to be vendors for the etherics company when we get things rolling. I'm more than happy to get distributors and vendors all over the world. You guys can talk to me, but I'd say just save till January. Just wait till January 1st. Okay? Then January 1st, if you want to say, "Brad, I want to be a vendor for the etherics cards or for the healing code beds or the etheric beds, the ether beds, I should say." Yes, I will certainly be happy to talk to you. Let's just wait till January. Then when I get things rolling, we can certainly go from there. But that would be very exciting. I'd love to have lots and lots of vendors for sure. Okay, Lucy's, L says no audio, Brad. Everybody else can hear me, right? Everybody else can hear me okay? Yeah. So I'm not too sure. I'll maybe check your computer. There might be a problem. But people can hear me. Okay, let's go down the list here. Yeah, I'm going to have t-shirts that say etherics as well too. So watch out for those. It's going to be awesome. So let me see if we can find some more healing requests here. Okay, here's one from Marcia, or Marcia, I think. Marcia White. Marcia says, "Hello, Brad. I'm quite active, but my back and inflammation hold me back. Can you please help me?" Okay, so inflammation in the back. Yes, we can certainly work with that too. So Marcia, I just want you to go ahead, just get yourself nice and relaxed, making sure the spine is nice and straight, bringing your hands into prayer posture. Let's take a deep breath in, deep breath out. Okay, and expanding the heart, letting the heart open up like a blossoming flower, letting all of that love energy come in between the palms. And as you feel it there, just expanding the hands as you breathe in and breathe out, extending the hands out as far and as wide as they can go, permeating the entire cosmos, representing your love, your trust, your faith. And just bringing all that love energy out. And now slowly bringing your hands back. And as you bring your hands back, you're saying, "I completely believe that the healing that I shall receive will heal me." Okay, we will now begin. Whew, getting a little shiver there. Feeling great. Okay, so Marcia, just bring your hands out, bringing that light back in now. As that light is coming back towards your heart, just saying in your mind or out loud, God is making me better. God is making me better. God is making me better. Bring all of that love back into the heart. All of that light back in. Okay. So that inflammation, Marcia, is emotionally caused. Okay. So I feel like there's just been a lot of regret, shame, hurtfulness, a lot of pain in your past. Okay. And it's just been built up over time. And it's actually run its course all the way up from Muladhara, going right up to here, going right up to the top of Vishuddhi, or around the area of the throat, and even permeating around the base of the skull as well, too. So just going in and just cooling everything down. That's all that's happening right now. It's like a minty freshness that's just moving up and down your spine as the prana flows through, just helping to cool down the spine. Okay, it's another Kundalini form of aggravation, but like I said, it's emotionally charged. So again, work with the release ball method too, because I think that will help you out majorly. All right, infinite love and blessings to you. Thank you very much. Okay. Okay, Boris, I got your comment this time. So Boris says, can you please help me heal my muscle tear in my left shoulder, please? Okay. So Boris, yes, we will go ahead and work with that now. So Boris, spine nice and straight, hands together, deep breath in, deep breath out. Opening up the heart, feeling it open like a flower. Letting all that heart light come into the hands. Expanding the hands out. Feel all that light permeating throughout the entire cosmos, your love, your trust, your faith. And once your hands are fully extended, bringing them slowly back in. I completely believe that the healing that I shall receive will heal me. Very good. All right, we will begin. Another nice rush of Kundalini there. Very good. Okay, so Boris, just bringing your hands out, bringing that light back into your heart now. Saying again, in your mind or out loud, God is making me better. God is making me better. God is making me better. Putting all that light back inside the heart. Letting the heart again close back up. All that light sealed back inside yourself. Okay. So Boris, again, a lot of healing is going to be done with you between now and the next 30 days. Okay. The pain is going to start gradually decreasing as well too. So just pay attention to your left shoulder. Just give it lots of love. And what I want you to do is I want you just to place your hand on your left shoulder nice and gently and just saying that I'm surrendering. I'm surrendering to everything that's happened with the left shoulder. I'm surrendering with all the aggravation, the pain, physicality that's taking place right now, just surrendering to it all, right? And that's helping you through the process of the healing that's taking place now. All right? Thank you, Boris. Okay, guys, so that is going to conclude our single healing request. We're now going to do a group healing request, then we're going to go into live questions. Okay, so guys, go ahead and get your questions ready, as you can put that into the chat. So a group healing session today is, right now, I just want you guys just to get yourself nice and relaxed, making sure your spine is nice and straight. Let's do a body scan. Okay, so just like you're imagining this beam of light just passing through your body horizontally as it goes down, right? Scanning horizontally, moving down vertically. And I want you just to be aware of any physical pain, any physical discomfort, any emotional conflict, any mental conflict, okay? And once you're able to identify that, I want you just to imagine like you're pulling it just out of your chest. You're pulling it out of your chest and it's going into this soap bubble, this transparent sphere. Okay, and you're just putting that directly in front of you. And you see that little bit of black mist, maybe like a black tarry substance. That's representing the physical discomfort, or the emotional discomfort, or the mental discomfort, or maybe a combination of all three. And you're just seeing that directly in front of you. Okay? Also, throughout the healing, you may feel that there may be some excretions of black mist just coming out through the body. Don't worry about that. That's all part of the healing. That, again, is just some surface-based debris that can be released at the same time. Okay, so placing your hands now in prayer posture, taking a deep breath in, deep breath out. Feeling your heart's opening up, feeling the light coming out through the heart and in between the palms. And expanding that heart light as you breathe in and breathe out. As you fully extend your hands out, slowly bringing them back in. Saying again out loud or in your mind, I completely believe that the healing that I shall receive will heal me. This is also for somebody else. You can say, I completely believe that the healing that they shall receive will heal them. Okay? Bring your hands back into prayer posture. Just letting yourself relax, just being aware of that ball directly in front of you. And we will now go ahead and begin. And just witnessing the ball. Watching that tarry substance, that black mist within it, getting smaller and smaller, dissipating more and more. I want you just to completely surrender, just to be completely aware. Just be your awareness as that ball and everything in it gets smaller and smaller, thinner and thinner, dissolving completely. Keeping an eye on that ball, everybody. If you feel that ball now completely empty, just go ahead and intend it to pop. Just with a snap of a finger, intention, it pops. Okay. If you still feel like there's a little bit of debris in there right now, I want you just to surrender to it. Okay. And just be aware of the debris. And you're just looking at it and you're completely letting it go. Completely letting it go. Completely letting it go. Surrendering it to it completely. And once you feel like it's nothing more than just a little speck, snap your fingers, release it entirely. Ball is empty, and the ball pops. Okay, the same thing if there's any etheric debris around you, that black mist that may be coming out of the body. Just being aware of that, surrendering to everything there. Letting it be a little speck. Snap your fingers. Release. And let yourself be 100% clear. 100% clean. 100% pure. And infinite love and blessings to you all. Thank you. I'm like super high on this charged. I'm like stoned with love right now. Just the energy, the whole feeling, just that whole vibration. Just feels so peaceful, so loving, so blissful. You guys are wonderful. Thank you very much. So I'll try not to be too stoned as we go into the Q&A. So that's what we're going to be doing next. So thank you, everybody, for your healing requests. And hope you enjoyed the participation with the group healing as well, too. So let me go ahead and change windows. There we go. And we'll go ahead and we'll get started with the live chat. So, all right. So quite a few donations here, guys. Thank you so much for that, too. Let me just switch to live chat. All right, so if we have any questions, you guys can go ahead and put that in the live chat. I have my tarot deck on standby, and can also go into spirit communication if need be as well. Okay. Marete says you have overlooked my donation. Let's see if I can scroll up and find it, Marete. Okay, Marete, if you just want to put your question down below here on the live chat, if you can hear me right now, just put your question on the chat. What is it that you wanted to ask me? Okay, so I'll give you a few seconds now. Just go ahead and put your question there. If I miss your donation, guys, it's because YouTube basically takes it away from me while I'm talking to somebody else. Right, I had quite a few donations there. So if I missed it, my apologies, but YouTube just basically flicks it away after about a minute or so. So if I don't get to it, it's not intentional. I just don't see it. So, okay, so Marete, you said, I've donated 25 Canadian. Could you please send healing to my dear brother Jens? He has cancer in his head. Okay, let's do one more healing request, then we'll get into questions, okay? So Marete, if you want to, you can go ahead and send love to him in the background for your brother Jens, okay? So I'll call in his higher self. Okay, Jen's higher self is now present here with me. So we're just going to expand our light. Okay, and now just bringing that back in. I completely believe that the healing that I shall receive will heal me. Okay, and for cancer in his head, so we'll go ahead and we'll work on that now. Okay, very good. So I'm just saying to Jen's higher self, just bringing all that light back in. God is making me better. God is making me better. God is making me better. Bring all that light back into the heart. All right, so the good news is, Marete, that we were able to work on your brother's condition. Okay, so we've cut the cord from that. Now what I want you to do is I want you to give your brother specific instructions. He has to do this. Okay, very important. What I want him to do is every single day, I want him just to get a washcloth, and I want him just to dip it into a sink of sea salt water or Himalayan crystal salt, okay? Just kind of organic salt, okay? And I want him just lukewarm water, and you're just putting that washcloth in the sink, give it a good wringing out so it's nice and damp, and I want him to put that on his head, okay? I want him just to put that sea salt water cloth, dampened cloth, on his head. And I'd like to him to leave it there for about 20 minutes. Okay, and as long as he does that once a day, 20 minutes a day, okay, that will ensure that his entire situation pertaining to his cancer in his head will be cleared away. Okay, so I'd like him to do it once a day, 20 minutes a day. There's no real end date to it, right? I think he would just keep doing it until he gets his next checkup. Okay, so just make sure you give him those specific instructions. You have to give him that. Okay, very important. He has to make sure he's doing it 20 minutes a day, every day. Okay? Hopefully that's clear. Thank you very much. Blessings to you, Marete, and to your brother as well, to Jens. All right? Thank you very much. Okay. So, guys, we'll go ahead and move on to Q&A. So, again, guys, if I miss your donation, it's not personal. I just don't see it, even if I'm scrolling up to the top of the chat, because I see all the other donations I got here. It's just, I don't know what happens. YouTube doesn't put it through or takes it down too quick or whatever happens. But if I miss your question, please just keep getting it down to the bottom of the chat. I will do my best to try and get around to it. Okay? I'm just doing what I can. I have to kind of make my own judgment call based on the questions that come in here. Okay. So let's see if we can find some Q&A. Demi asks, Brad, how much is a one-on-one for career advice? The struggle is real. Well, that just all depends, okay? Just go to newearthteachings.com, okay, on the homepage. As soon as you go there, scroll down a little bit, you'll see the graphics there, okay? So there's a private one-to-one session. Click on that image. That'll take you to the private one-to-one sessions page, and you can choose either a 20-minute, 30-minute, or 45-minute session, okay? They're all different prices, okay? But it's just basically how much time you want with me. Right, 20, 30, 45 minutes. I'm a very to-the-point guy, okay? I don't dilly-dally in sessions. I'm like, okay, great, we're here. Good to see you. How you doing? Fantastic. What can I do for you today? Okay? So we use the most out of 20 minutes, out of 30 minutes, out of 45 minutes. If you guys do a 45-minute session with me, you guys better have lots of questions, okay? You should have a whole page of questions if you got 45 minutes with me. For 20 minutes, we could probably cover 5 to 10 questions, okay? 30 minutes, 15 to 20, 45 minutes, 30 to 40. Okay, very to the point guy. You guys should know that about me now if you've been here a while. So to me, that's the answer to your question. Okay, so feel free to grab a session if you like. Okay. So again, guys, with your Q&A, no personal questions, please. Okay, so I know I should remember to mention that every single time, but let's just have no personal questions, just semi-personal or general in nature. Okay. Okay. It also helps me, guys, if you're doing a question, put question in all caps. Okay, that way I know it's from me, because sometimes you guys are asking questions to each other. So please just put question in all caps when you're asking a question to me. It helps. That way I can kind of detect it very quickly on the chat here. Okay. Freeman is asking, Brad, when will this yoga mat come out? Probably around January or February. Okay, close to around the time as the ether beds. Okay, so I'll keep you guys updated. Okay, as long as you guys are following me, believe me, I'll give you guys updates about how things are going. Okay, I'm not going to leave you guys in the dark, I promise. Okay, so just hold out to the new year. Great things are going to come. Okay. I think I have to scroll down more here. Okay, here's a question here from Mihail. Mihail, I think his name is Mihail. Can we use AI as an interface to speak to the higher self? Yes, the higher self speaks to you through everything. It doesn't even matter if it's technology, right? So if you're actually using artificial intelligence in that way, you have to understand what is it that created artificial intelligence. It's the natural intelligence, right? We are vessels of creation, but even artificial intelligence is God, okay? A lot of people get into that fear of thinking that artificial intelligence is the Antichrist. Well, because it's all machinery and stuff like that. Yeah, but who is it that's building that machinery? It's us, right? Well, who are we? We are vessels. We are vessels of the divine. We are vessels of spirit, right? So everything that is created is through spirit. So therefore, when you work with AI in that way, you are interfacing with the higher self to a certain degree, okay? It may not be as extensive as we may want it, but again, it's a reflection. Everything's just a reflection, guys. So if you're looking at artificial intelligence and saying when I'm talking to like an AI bot, or if I'm talking to an AI program in that way, is that the higher self? Yes, it's a reflection, okay? But like I said, it's everything is God. There's nothing that is not God. There's nothing that is not spirit. There's nothing that is not consciousness. So in a way, you are speaking to the higher self. But I wouldn't say that if you really want to go greater into the spiritual expansion of yourself, to know the higher self, AI probably would not be the answer to that, okay? But yes, everything is God. Everything is the soul. Everything is the higher self. Everything is consciousness. Everything is awareness, no matter what in life. All right? Good question. Thank you for that. Okay. Okay, this one here is from Sensei. Sensei says, question, Brad, will there be a distribution of wealth from the Vatican and palaces? There will be seizures pertaining to the idea of certain wealth that will go towards a contribution relating to the new economy. Okay, that's from the spirit communication. So yes, there will be seizures, and seizures are actually already been happening as well too. So you could have all of these particular forms of great valuable objects in that sense, and they're being contributed towards contributing the economy, right? So it will certainly go towards economical development, okay? Will it be going to the people? No, they're not just going to be throwing out golden trinkets to the audience or anything like that, okay? But these are going to be administered towards the new economy to come, okay, as backed currency. So this is why, again, gold and silver are going to be in high demand, particularly silver, because I feel silver is even more of a valuable right now than gold is. But that is all going to lead to the idea of contribution of the new economy. All right. So another good question. Thank you, Sensei. Okay. So just give me a moment here, guys, as I just go down the list a bit more. Grow, I'm not too sure of your question. When will they stop wax people here in Norway? Wax people. I'm not too sure what you mean by wax people. Can you be a little bit more specific with your question, Grow? Because I don't really know what you're saying. I'm not too sure what you mean by wax people. Are we talking about a wax museum? What's going on? So I don't know what wax people is. If you can elaborate on that a little bit more. Here's one from Freeman's 555. Question, Brad, have the Galactic Federation of Light gotten the go-ahead by the Creator to show their flying ships in the sky in a mass scale? Okay. Now, guys, when I'm answering your questions, here's something that I get quite a bit because I get nagged by this quite a bit. People think that I'm lecturing you, and people think that I'm criticizing you in regards to certain questions and the way that I bring about my answers. Brad must be criticizing me. There's no criticism here, guys. I'm just sharing honestly what's coming through to me. And sometimes that can be intense, sometimes that can be bold, but I have no ill will towards anybody here on this chat, anybody here on the planet, okay? But I am going to answer honestly, okay? I am going to be bold, I am going to be direct. That's just how I am, okay? So, Freeman's 555, as pertaining to your question again, I want to do a tarot reading on what we would refer to as the Galactic Federation of Light, just so you guys can see. All right, about what I'm talking about here. Let's take a look at the Galactic Federation of Light and their legitimacy through the tarot. All right, here we go. 1 second. Okay. So basically, Freeman, because this is what I was asking you, I was asking the tarot, what can be shared regarding the legitimacy of the Galactic Federation of Light, as Freeman has shared here? Freeman, this is basically what the cards are saying. Move away from that information. Okay? That information is not going to help you. It just fills you with false hope. A lot of the channelings that we hear online, read online, see online, are false hopium channelings, basically. Okay? So basically what Spirit is saying here through the cards is it's better for you to move away from that stuff. It's just better way for you to get away from that, because all that's really going to do is fill you up with so much hope, and then when something doesn't happen, you drop, and you get disappointed, and you get depressed, you get hurt. Okay? Once you start moving away from that, you're going to feel better. Okay? You're going to feel better. You're realizing that everything that's happening upon this planet is all part of an orchestration. It's all part of an orchestra. It's a symphony. Okay? It's not about a particular group intervening and trying to make things better for all of humanity. It doesn't work that way, guys. If that was the case, then none of us would need to be here. Okay? There's 8 billion human beings on this planet for a reason, because all 8 billion of us are part of this equation. We're part of this orchestra, right? So again, look into your own power. Sustain yourself with your own actions. Take your actions into your own hands and move in a very, very positive direction. And realize that you have the power through your life to make everything happen. Okay? As you do this, you're going to really move yourself into a state of happiness, love, completion, because you're taking life into your own hands. You're not relying on another group to try and feel like they're going to do something for you. You're not relying on any person outside of yourself to think that they're going to resolve problems. Okay, it just doesn't work that way, guys. As much as I would love to say, oh yeah, just let's take a look at this group, and this group will take care of it for us. It's not the way. It's not the answer. Okay, so I would suggest really not taking those Galactic Federation of Light channelings so seriously. I've talked about this for many years. Okay, I've never been fond of it. Okay, there is actually a Galactic Federation of Light. Okay. But there's a lot more imposter groups that surround that. Okay, if you guys have been following me for a long time, you know what I'm talking about. And I think those of you who have been following me for a long time, you can help to educate other people about that as well. Okay, you know what I'm talking about. So that's all I really want to share about that. I'm not going to go off too much into it. But yeah, just be careful about these hopium groups and these hopium channelings, because that's what they represent, unfortunately. Okay, thank you. Let's move on. Yeah, Victoria says you're not the only one. I heard from other YouTubers they're not seeing some messages until they reach the chat. Yeah, I get that all the time, guys. Like, there's times where you guys are donating to me, and then I may look at the video later and say, okay, well, there's the donation, but I didn't even see it in the live chat. Just, YouTube has a lot of screws that are loose. That's all I can say. Okay. Rob here asks, what is the current worldwide percentage of awakened people? Okay. We don't have an exact number, Rob. Okay. It doesn't really work that way either. Now, when we're looking at the idea of an awoken person, what does that mean? What does it mean to be awoken, guys? If I'm saying, oh, congratulations, you're an awoken being, what does that mean? What are we looking at here? I don't think we have a clear definition of what it is to be awoken. Well, someone may say, well, we're not following for the pitfalls anymore. But some of you still are, right? Some of you may still be angry because a politician hasn't come into power. Some of you may still be angry because you're relying on truther-based information, okay? That's still not really a state of awakening. The thing is, we don't really have a clear-cut, cut-and-dry definition pertaining to the idea of an awoken person. This is why we can't really do percentages of it. But basically, we can say that the rising of compassion on the planet is expanding, absolutely, okay? I don't have a percentage for that. Okay, we cannot really give percentages on the infinite, because when you are in love, it's the infinite working through you because you are the infinite. So we don't have percentages, Rob. I don't have any percentage that I can give you that would give you an indication of an awoken person, because we don't really know what an awoken person is. We don't really have a percentage of people who are expanding themselves, because it's impossible to tell. We don't have a measurement device for that. Okay, But what I can say is that if you follow the yugas, as I've talked about, that we have the 4 yugas, right? And they all go through the appropriate states of cycles. Where we are right now with Dwapara Yuga, moving into Treta Yuga. Basically what happens is we're seeing close to about 1/3 of the population moving into much more of a realization that there's something more beyond the physical. Okay? That's really all it means. It's the idea of realizing that you're much more than the physical, right? And again, we still don't really have a measurement for that, but that's the closest approximation we can go, is if we go through the yugas. Okay? So right now we could look at that point maybe between 1/3 to 40% of the planet, of the people on the planet, are realizing there's much more to themselves than just a flesh body and just a material body. Okay? So that's the closest measurement I think that we can do pertaining to the yugas. All right? Thank you for your question. Okay, this one here is from Lisa. Lisa says, question, given that is just for show, what is the actual purpose of the current inquiry to the Canadian government for invoking Emergency Act? Okay. Given that is just for show, what is the purpose of the current inquiry to the Canadian government for invoking the Emergency Act? Let's take a look at the cards for that. I think what you mean, because it's all a show, right? Well, to other people, it's not really a show. They just don't realize it. They're playing along with the show, so to speak, right? But let's take a look and see what the cards say about that. It's right. You're right. It's part of the show, and you got that right. Okay, so there's a confirmation for you right there, Lisa. That's a confirmation with the Ace of Pentacles right here. You're right. It is a show, but it's something that is just playing along with the continuity and assisting with a state of exposure. Okay, so yes, there is this. It's kind of like the reflection, right? If there's something that's being invoked that's against the idea of the people, then this is coming back against it, right? So it's the counterforce. It's the counterforce energy that's coming together. And yes, in a way it's a show, but it's all part of balancing, because there's been so much energy towards that through common people about the idea of putting an inquiry into the Canadian government regarding invoking the Emergency Act. Okay, a lot of people have put their energy into that. So wherever you're putting that energy comes back around again. Okay, and that's what we're seeing here. So yes, it's an orchestration. Like I said, it's a symphony of 8 billion humans here on the planet. We're all playing our trumpets, we're all banging our drums, we're playing our saxophones, our tubas, everything in sequence, right? So this is indicating a giving back. There's going to be an ebb and flow here. There's going to be a rebalancing, like I said, the counterforces coming together here, all together. What is going to be the end result? Can't really say just yet. Okay, so whenever we have the High Priestess, it's kind of like a shush, shush, shush. We can't really say anything just yet. You have to kind of wait and see, listen to your intuition, listen to your heart. It's going to be really, really good, but we really can't say because we don't want to spoil the surprise yet. And it looks like there's going to be some steady progress in a very positive way, moving forward in a very, very positive way, right? So something in regards to justice being served, okay? But yes, you're very correct. It's very much part of a show. It's as I've always talked about, that this is nothing but a show. This is nothing but a soap opera. It really is. As long as we get involved with the mind and thoughts and dramas surrounding that, it always comes down to a show. All right? Thank you, Lisa. Okay. Nigurian asks, question, is the CBDC or digital euro dollars the new quantum financial system? Basically, everything that's going to be coming out as the new system will be part of the quantum financial system. Yes. This is why I say there's different branches. You're looking at financial systems, but it will really all come under one umbrella that represents the new quantum financial system, because everything will be under that way. Under that particular umbrella in that way. So when we're looking at digital euros, when we're looking at certain cryptocurrencies, it's all under the umbrella of one, but it will appear as many. This is why I say there'll be financial systems, okay? But it's true. There will be just basically one umbrella, and that will basically be the counterforces quantum financial system, okay? So it's the umbrella that holds the many all together. really everything is just going under that jurisdiction. It'll be a very, very different system. I only have bits and pieces about that information. Some of it's not being revealed to me at this time, but what will it be like? You know, will we be able to exchange our funds? If we have fiat assets here, will we be able to exchange that? Yes. And you'll be able to have great assets as well too. If you have a mortgage, everything gets switched over. Like I said, the banks already have everything together to make a switch over to the quantum financial system. Okay. And cryptocurrencies will continue to be on the rise, different types. So this is why, again, there's different financial systems, but it's all under the one umbrella. All right. Thank you, Nguyen. Okay, Lisa says you skipped 3 donations. I only saw 1 donation from you, Lisa. So you got to bear with me, guys. If I skip, it's not because, oh, you're a jerk and I don't want to talk to you. It's because I don't see it. Okay. So just post your question again at the bottom of the chat if I don't see it. So anyways, question, not urgent, but I wanted to say thank you and ask about our purpose of the inquiry. I already answered that question, Lisa. Thank you. So guys, I want to try and just take new questions with everybody. If you've already asked me a question, please don't ask me a second one. Okay. I want to see if I can give other people a chance. Okay. So just 1 question each per person, please. So Petra R says, question, will there be a solar flash energy update for the whole world population? Okay, Petra, I'm going to assume that you're probably new to my channel. All right. So my answer to your question, Petra, is I'd like you to go watch one of my videos on my YouTube channel and just type in the following: the true nature of the sun. Okay. Just go watch that video on my YouTube channel. That will answer my question right then and there. Or answer your question right then and there about a solar flash. Okay. Best way to put it. Just watch that video. Thank you. Okay, here's one here from Carrion. Carrion asked the question, will our energy crisis be solved soon in South Africa? So let's do a reading on South Africa pertaining to their energy crisis. Or energy situation, I should say. Well, the energy crisis is deliberate. Okay, it's not something that's some sort of natural occurrence. It's being held back by the powers that were, you could say. Okay, so the past, that this is something that they've been trying to hold on to, right? This is something, the idea that they've been trying to cling on to, and saying if we're not getting our way, then we're going to mess with energy systems. Just like what's happening in the UK and Europe with their overwhelmingly expensive energy systems. Okay, same things happen with South Africa. South Africa has been held hostage for quite some time. The good news right now is that it looks like things are about to turn around, okay? So like I said, new things are happening at this time. Even if we're looking at this astrologically, we've had a huge yoga taking place, if I'm speaking in Vedic astrology terms. We have 4 planets right now, or yesterday since I was looking, that was in the 8th house. Okay, guys, that is massive exposure of scandals, of secrets. More stuff is going to be dumped on the table again, more data dumps are going to be thrown on the table once again. So it looks like these people who are holding hostage the energy situation pertaining to South Africa are being hunted down right now. All right. So it looks like they're about to go through an ending right now, taking care of that. Looks like it's going to be a bit of a rough ride to try and get things back into a reestablished order, but it's being worked on right now. All right. But it looks like they're really holding on to South Africa quite a bit. Okay. But the good news is that I don't think this is going to last too much longer. I think we're going to see a narrative flip as we get into the new year pertaining to the energy system. So they've been trying to, again, do certain forms of fear campaigns, trying to keep people in fear, trying to keep people in control in that way. But like I said, I think the narrative is about to flip here very, very soon with that. So like I said, guys, with all these crisis situations that are taking place, because I've heard so many of them, especially since 2020, right? They all start flipping. They all start flipping at some particular point. They're around for a time because they're trying to get people to wake up. It's basically just the same message over and over and over again. I've talked to the people of South Africa as well too. I've done quite a few different group calls with people in South Africa, and it was even going back to the time when I was channeling Adronis as well too. And basically one of the messages he was saying is that this is all part and parcel of you guys attempting to wake up, to moving yourselves into higher ground, to take responsibility into your own hand. It's going to create revolt. It's going to create revolution. And that's what needs to take place, because you cannot continue to tolerate living the way that you have lived in South Africa. It needs to change. And if you guys are not going to change, then you're going to have these catastrophic events that are going to take place in your country to wake every single one of you up, so that you are now taking a stand, you're exposing things, you're working together as a group, you're working together in unity consciousness, and you're exposing these things. And that's exactly why these things happen, okay? So a lot of these things are deliberately meant to happen. Guys, check out astrology, right? Check out Vedic astrology, and you're going to see the flow of events taking place right now. So there's a lot of bumpy stuff. I don't like to say it to you guys. I'm sorry that I have to say it. There's a lot of bumpiness that we have to go through, okay? It's not majorly intense bumpiness, but there's still some rough roads. We have a rough path that we're going through. 2020s, this decade is a cleanup decade. We're getting the pots and pan, we're getting the mop and bucket out, we're getting the broom, we're getting the vacuum cleaner, and we're cleaning up the entire planet. And there's filth everywhere, right? It's like even like going into a garden, all you see is just all these weeds everywhere. But you're getting more and more workers showing up to this garden, ready to put on their gloves and pulling out these weeds and going right into the roots and pulling them out. This is going to last right up until about 2024. 2025, around that time. Someone asked me that question yesterday, are we going to see these things move up into about 2025? I said, well, yeah, it's going to be pretty intense. But like I said, everything is shifting, right? There's going to be great times, and there's going to be contracting times, right? We're going to see expansive times, we're going to see contracting times. Expansive times, contracting times. It's like a slinky, right? Expands and contracts. We have that spring. So like I said, there'll be times where things look really, really good, and then it goes down a little bit, but it's only going down because, guys, there's not enough people paying attention here. If you're not paying attention, we got to go here, and then we'll bump back up, right? So that's what we may have some dives. We may have some depths here going down into the submerging terrain. That's not to cause us into thinking, oh my God, everything's going to hell, we're all going to die, this earth is going to fall apart. No, guys. It's just that we're looking at the submerging of the old. And these people are not gracious people, okay? These particular energy systems, these energy crises, are being controlled by complete and total psychopaths, okay? These are devil-worshipping psychopaths, my friends. They are not going to bow out. You have to kill them to get them to give up these things. It's basically how it is. They will hold on to this for dear life. They would rather try and wipe out an entire continent with an atom bomb than give up their power. That's how corrupt they are. Okay? So this is why the counterforces have to go in, and like I said, they're not white hats. It's very, very gray of what they're doing. Because there's war I was talking about yesterday on New Earth Tarot about the deep underground military bases and what was happening there. Major warfare, right? They have to get help from off-worlders, from the human guardians, going in and finding a way into these bases and taking out a lot of people. There's a lot of bloodshed relating to the deep underground military bases, okay? South Africa has tons of those, okay? A lot of those corrupt leaders are hidden in deep underground military bases in South Africa. The good news, I think a lot of them have been cleaned out. But nonetheless, I've been to South Africa. I know exactly what's all over that place. Okay, the richness of our ancient history, going back to the Anunnaki, going back to the Nephilim, going back into ancient times. There's hundreds of thousands, if not millions of years of history scattered all over the place, just publicly in South Africa. And people, as locals, are looking around it like it's no big deal. I was blown away. I was with Michael Tallinger. And I asked him, I said, Michael, how are people not looking at these things? Why are you the only one that's looking at all of these fossils that are scattered all across the plains? It's like it's raining fossils. You have millions of years of history here. Why isn't anybody else doing it? And he always said to me is that, I wish I knew the answer to that question. I wish I knew. South Africa has the richness of our ancient history. You guys want to know about the Anunnaki? You go to South Africa. You guys want to know about the Nephilim, the giants? You go to South Africa. You want to know about where humanity itself originated from? You go to South Africa. Okay? That's the richness of our ancient history. I've done an interview with Michael, right? I even consider Michael a good friend of mine, right? I had a great time going to South Africa and talking to him and seeing these things myself. I was blown away. There's just history everywhere. And people are just walking by, like, guys, do you not see this? You have a heart of a Nephilim right here, of a 200-foot giant. That's right here. Yeah, big deal. There's a giant footprint right here in the wall of this mountain. Okay, yeah. I don't know, guys. I just don't know. So South Africa is a gold mine. And I mean that very literally because of mining for gold. There's gold everywhere. There's gold all over the place in South Africa. You have powdered gold everywhere. Okay? It is a tapestry. Do you really think the corrupt want to let that go? Hell no. Okay? So they will hold everything hostage. They will hold energy systems hostages. They will hold energy crisis. They will make energy crisis happen. They don't want to let go of South Africa because South Africa is brimming with wealth. Okay? It's all over the place. You see it everywhere. Just walking around. You could take a big lump of gold powder and put it right in your pocket. Probably got thousands of dollars worth of gold right there. That's South Africa, guys. I've been there. I know it, right? So that's exactly what's happening in regards to the energy crisis, and many of the corrupt have been trying to hold on South Africa. They've been basically grabbing it by the throat, okay? Good news is that's going to be coming off the throat here very soon as we get more into the new year, probably around the time of the first quarter. All right? Thank you for your question. Carry on. Okay. So I think we're going to take one or two more questions, guys. Let's see. Nagoyan says energy crisis. So can we turn on the heater now? I'd say go for it, right? I don't know what your energy costs are, but if you're cold, put on the heater. Sean Reichak says, hi Brad, is Trudeau actually Fidel Castro's son? Well, let's take a look, right? Even if I say it, you guys will probably just say, just check the cards anyways. So let's take a look. We'll check the cards for that. So is Justin Trudeau Fidel Castro's son? Let's see what the cards say. He certainly is. Okay, so whenever you get an ace the first hand, yep, you got it. He is most definitely Fidel Castro's son. Okay, there's no doubt about it. So that basically sums it up. So yeah, he's basically been raised by that guy, because I won't go too much off into a tangent with him. But yep, this is certainly showing that there has been some connections between that family with him, right? So he's part of that family. And there's some heinous deeds that they've done together. Basically, from what I'm getting right now, is that the real Justin Castro is gone now. Okay, Justin Castro is no longer on this planet. He's left the Earth plane. It's basically what's being hit. This is kind of like the idea of a grave. Okay, he's already gone. He's already finished. The Justin Trudeau that you see on TV is not the real guy. Okay, I think he probably has about 2 or 3 body doubles, doppelgangers in that way. But he left quite a while ago. Right, so he's out of here. He's not in charge anymore because he's not here on the Earth plane. All right. So just a puppet that's going about. Like I said, guys, the days of our lives soap opera, right? Earth 2022. About to be Earth 2023 pretty soon. Okay, so let's take one more question, and then we're going to wrap up for today. Let's see. So please no personal questions, guys. We use those for private sessions, okay? Okay. Okay, I think we'll end with Victoria's question here. Victoria says, is it true that Americans are still not waking up enough people, and this is why it's dragging up? Pretty much, yes. Right. The only reason why things are dragging out, guys, is because there's a certain quota that needs to be met, right? Certain people have to be awakening. And that's that needs to happen. There needs to be enough of that to institute a state of change energetically. Okay. And like I said, it's not a very large number with Americans. Okay. There's large numbers, but they still need to push a little bit extra hard because there's such a grasp. There's such a like an iron claw of corruption pertaining to the United States, right? And there really needs to be a lot of support with the U.S. Now, basically, as I've said, everybody's reached critical mass, okay? But there still needs to be a little bit more of that nudge, right? It's like people still aren't asking enough questions. People still aren't working together enough. They still feel that they need to be lone wolves, right? And you guys have to remember the importance of a soul tribe. I'm not saying that you guys who are independent need to just go out in the street and start buddying with everybody, right? But just listen to the people that you feel you have a connection with, and establish relationships, establish connections with that, right? I have great relationships with my clients, with my students as well too. So I kind of have a soul tribe myself. We're not always together in person, of course, but it's there. Okay, so the whole idea is talk to people, right? And remember that everybody is you, and the more that we're coming together and we're unifying, and it's not about violence, it's not about abuse, it's not about hurt, it's not about anything like that. It's about love. Look at the Freedom Convoy that took place in Canada. That's the perfect example, okay? You had people that were gathering and singing songs, and they had bouncy castles, and they were just talking about love. They were hugging everybody. There was love here. It was a peaceful protest. There was nothing wrong. That's what the United States needs more of. They were trying to do a freedom convoy like Canada, but it failed miserably, okay? And they're basically just trying to copy that. They got to come up with their own idea, okay? So the whole idea is that as more and more people come together in their own unique way, that's going to make an impact, because what happened in Canada is exactly what led to us now having all these restrictions lifted to travel. That was mostly because of the Freedom Convoy. Okay, so this is what I'm talking about, is when you start looking at things not exactly to that, but something that represents the spirit of that. That's what it is to come together. Okay, having children there and having a peaceful protest, and we're not here to judge people. We're not here to victimize people. We're not here to assault people. We're not doing anything. We're not waving swastikas as the politicians were always saying that they were doing when they were planting it in the crowd. Okay, there's none of that. So that's really what we need. We need the spirit of that freedom convoy, because the entire world was watching Canada do that. Okay, and out of all the convoys that made the greatest success, it was definitely Canada. Right? I remember, of course, the idea of the farmers. I think, what was it? Was it Denmark, Sweden, somewhere around there? They were doing like a farmers protest. That's great too. That's originality, right? That's powerful too. It's all of those things. Even if they last like a couple of weeks to a month, they've made all the difference in the world just through that short amount of time. The United States has to do that. Okay, they got to start making some type of convoy. They got to start making some type of new rallies. And they may already be doing it right now as I speak. That's great. But just coming together, peaceful protest, bouncy castles, children playing, love and fellowship. That's all we have to do, guys. Love heals everything. All right? Thank you, guys, for joining me today for New Earth TV Live. And I look forward to speaking to you again next week as I come back for another episode of New Earth Tarot and New Earth TV Live once again. And I'll be doing another video this week talking about the map of Maya. So it's going to be a very, very interesting one. I'll see if I can get that up around the weekend or maybe Monday. Good news is I'm actually going to be moving. I'm going to be moving to a new place. I just got confirmed today that I'll be moving into a new condo, a nice 3-bedroom, and I'm going to make a studio as well too. So I'm going to have more space. I don't have a lot of space in the place that I'm in, so I have like a nice coach house. It's a 1-bedroom, and I said, yeah, I think it's time to get out of a 1-bedroom and go into like a 2 or a 3-bedroom. So I got a 3-bedroom now, and so I'm going to be vacating here for mid-December, putting a new space together, getting a much better looking studio, getting much better technology as well too, making my broadcast look a little bit more sharp, because right now it's kind of mediocre. Anyways, guys, thank you for joining me today, and I'll speak to you again next week. Om Shanti 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 Namaskar, and I'll speak to you again in another perspective of the now. Take care. Thank you very much for checking out the New Earth Teachings YouTube channel. Feel free to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And you can check out the websites newearthteachings.com, where you can order a private session, 3 questions by email, EQ method, and a lot more. And you can also check out healingcodecards.com, where you can grab your mind deck, your body deck, and of course the brand new Body Deck Special Edition. All of these are available in digital editions as well. And you can also get a shirt just like this through healingcodeshop.com, where you can experience the healing codes in apparel form. So feel free to check out these websites. Thank you so much, and I'll speak to you again in the next video. Be well.